Hey Copper Nerds, I've been digging into these Druids lately and I picked up one that's kind of neat. Let's open it up and get into it. So most of our Druids have a fairly standard depiction of our Druid, and I'll just pull out my nice one here as well while we're looking at him. The portrait is quite recognizable and fairly consistent throughout much of the run. The very early one pennies had a little more blocky drapery to the Druid's hood, and I noticed kind of the same thing on this halfpenny. And when I dug into it a little further, and I'm gonna put this one back just for safety. When I looked into it a little bit further, I discovered that the one that I'm about to open is kind of a unique specimen. So let's open her up and then we'll take a look in my attribution guide that I just got. The Dalton and Hamer, which is where the D&H designation comes from on the varieties of these Druids. This one is a D&H 1D for the North Wales Halfpenny. And this is a pretty nice example. It's definitely uncirculated. It's definitely been handled. That's where where the more defined brown high points come from, is going to be skin oil contact most likely. But let's jump into this book that just showed up today as well. Chris Hoffman gave me a digital version of this book, so I've already gotten a little bit familiar with it, but yeah, here we are. So for the North Wales Halfpennies, we have a variety 1, and it's a D. The A's were payable in London and Hull. The B's were redeemable in London, Bristol, and Lancaster. The C's, Willey, Snedshill, Bersham, and Bradley. And then the D's, which we have here, you could redeem everywhere. So that's kind of neat. Let's pop this one out. So, there it is, looks nice. The way I get these out is just I carefully use my pocket knife and I puncture a little bit of that film, just enough so that I can pop it through, get my edges, not messing with staples. I don't do the whole pry it open and mess with staple stuff. It's just too dangerous. Okay. Yeah, this is a nice looking little halfpenny. Definitely uncirculated. Not real strong strike on portions of the reverse. Little rim bump there. Maybe it's not completely uncirculated. Maybe this is like a nice XF to AU, but it's nice for sure. It's my first halfpenny. It is, of course, significantly smaller than the penny. Wow, way smaller, but very interesting, unique, and sort of that more blocky version of the Druid than in the later halfpennies. And in fact, they kind of get chinless later on. You got the first and second iterations are very similar. I'll provide a good digital image of this, but really they look about the same except for the Druid smiling a little more there. But then we get into this weird chinless looking Druid, and the reverse changes as well from what we were used to, this script style from the one penny that I have anyway, into this one that's got the harp on the reverse. And again, I'm just learning more about these and wanted to share my journey with you. But this is a fun addition for me. Let's take a look at some close-ups. In terms of time frames, this 1 penny here is a 1787, which would be before the US Mint opened, right? Across the pond over here. And this one is a 1793, which is the same year as our chain cent and wreath cent and early Liberty caps were introduced to the US Mint. So that's what was happening at the same time over in North Wales, was that these were being struck, and I presume these were also struck by the Soho Mint, as this one certainly was. I haven't researched that yet, but I would assume so. A neat little piece of history, affordable. This was like 30 bucks plus shipping, and it is a nice high grade, unique depiction of the Druid, variety 1. I mean, this is the only variety that has this same depiction of the Druid, so a neat little one that I picked up, and honestly, I got it for the desktop. So this one is going to take up residence over here, and it'll be just our little desktop Druid. Thanks for checking this one out. Hit me up in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.